So 4chan is apparently hacked. Hacksaws. Tuesday. Someone said it was Reddit. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it was 4chan because I saw something about 4chan being hacked. But notorious image board 4chan hacked and internal data leaked. If you look up 4chan, you got 4chan.org and just endlessly loads. It's not up right now. Now, I don't think myself or anyone who watches me, because we're older, we don't really use 4chan. Um, but I will admit that they have done some good, especially when it comes to finding certain people like animal, people who like to do things to animals. Yeah, if you're online and you do something to an animal, these guys will find you. Um, they were also the ones who discovered the person behind number 15 Burger King foot lettuce. They found the person, they found the exact Burger King. So, you know, they've done a fair good bit of things, but mostly it's just a cesspool, you know. But notorious internet forum 4chan was hacked on Tuesday. I pity the fool. Well, maybe Mr. T hack a game. I'm a night elf mohawk. At the time of writing, 4chan's website was not loading, and users on social media reported the site being intermittently down for hours. The messages on rival message boards, which TechCrunch has seen, celebrated the hack, with one person claiming that the hacker responsible for the breach was a 4chan inside 4chan system for over a year. Several screenshots showing what appears to be 4chan's backend circulate online, showing the site's alleged backend. Ooh, kinky. Source code and templates to ban users, which would only be accessible to the site's moderators. Also, the leaked data was a list. In the leaked data, it was also a list of alleged 4chan moderators and janitors who are users who can delete posts and threads but have fewer privileges than moderators, who can also see IP addresses for users, for example. Given 4chan's known violent political ties, the cyber attack could potentially expose the people who run these forums, which have become central to alt-right. Oh yeah, not to mention, the these are the same groups of people who managed to convince the left-wing media that this was a white supremacy sign. This, which for ages meant A-OK, they actually convinced the government and the right wing, the left stream, the left wing media that this was a white supremacy symbol. They're not. They're not. They're a bunch of trolls. That's what it is. It doesn't matter what side they're on. The fact that they convinced people that this was a freaking white supremacy sign. TechCrunch reached out to several email addresses that were leaked and spoke to one of the people behind one of the email addresses. Only one 4chan janitor who spoke to TechCrunch on the condition of anonymity said that they are confident the leaked data and screenshots are all real. I have no reason to believe otherwise. I was somewhat taken back. 4chan's moderation team has had leaks in the past, but this is obviously an issue of greater magnitude. I'm not happy about the situation. I'm sure there are others. I'm sure others aren't either. But many of us have been doing this for a long time. Doxing is a long-standing pastime on 4chan, and the possibility that we could be exposed has always been there. I've been most concerned with the leaked information for obvious reasons. I'd wager that the fact that 4chan was effectively taken over by hackers is probably worse than screenshots, at least from the perspective of the site's continued operation. The janitor also said that it appears that the hacker obtained personal information of 4chan past subscribers. Wait, so is it like there's a subscription thing for it? So there's a subscription service for 4chan. who are users who pay the site to bypass post counters and access a VIP board. Okay. 4chan did not respond to an email requesting comments sent to the site's press email address. 4chan is ostensibly, oh my god, why am I not? Ostensibly anonymous internet forum that functions like the dark underbelly of the web. Most of the time, it's an image board that seems to be populated by bored users who try to shock each other, often by posting some of the most vile content imaginable. Or they're going out and finding, Burger King foot lettuce. Other times, 4chan's cultural exports seep into the real world as innocuous memes or as hateful rhetoric that inspires right-wing terrorism. Memes like the frog. Rage comments and Wojaks were originally popularized on 4chan, but have become ubiquitous across the internet. Yeah, all these are considered like right-wing, which is stupid. Yet 4chan's strongest legacy comes from its political boards, where alt-right rhetoric can radicalize young users into adopting white supremacy. God. QAnon, a far-right conspiracy group theorists who backed Donald Trump, originated from 4chan. The shooter in 2019 murdered 51 people at 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand, and had a regular since he was a teenager. Of course. Of course. Actually, who was the one who actually wrote this? Yeah. Yeah, they're right there. Lorenzo. Of course. Oh my god. This is white supremacy, guys. Pepe the Frog, he's literally Nazi, man. Like, that's hilarious. Also, I think 4chan are also the same group of people with Shia LaBeouf, where he was like posting things and they were finding exactly where he was, and he thought he was being clever, and he posted like, I think it was like a flagpole or some shit like that, and they managed to find exactly where it was. So again, 4chan has done a lot of good. The fact that they managed to convince the entire government and left-wing media that this was a white supremacy symbol, when this for the longest time means A-OK, that's true, something truly remarkable. And like I said, I got to give them credit, because when it comes to abusing animals, they don't mess around. If they find out you abusing animals, most of the time it's cats, because unfortunately it seems like cats are what people on the internet abuse the most. But if they find out you abusing any kind of animal, they will take you down. They will find you and they will take you down. I mean, reputation wise and stuff like that, they won't actually take you down. But so I mean, it's done a lot of good. I'm a huge animal person, and for people to be that passionate, like, don't mess with the animals, man. Do not mess with the animal. I respect that. But 4chan is what 4chan is. Kind of like Kiwi Farms or, something else like that. Again, I don't use 4chan. I've never been on 4chan. I mean, I'm pushing 40. I don't know the general age range of people who use 4chan. But, it's like I said, it's like Kiwi Farms. There are people who are, much older using, on Kiwi Farms. But, yeah, as of right now, it seems that 4chan is, in fact, down. I'm sure it'll pop back up eventually. Don't know how, don't know when, but it will. They have the technology You know, they can rebuild it. They have the technology. They can make it better, faster, stronger, more secure. But yeah, just the fact that these clear left wing report journalists, like, oh god, the far right, the far right, Pepe the Frog is a Nazi. This is a white supremacy symbol. Like, come on, come on. Um, Daily Dot. Let's see if they in a post Monday evening to a rival image board, Soy Jack Party. Anonymous user claimed that a hacker was able to leak website code and the personal information of staff after being in 4chan system for over a year. Well, maybe Mr. T is pretty handy with computers. Um, like I said, whatever the case is, you know, whatever you think of 4chan, like I said, they've done a lot of good. They've done a lot of bad. You know, the fact that again, I'm a huge animal person, and the fact that they don't take you know, animal abuse lightly, and they will find like there are so many YouTubers or TikTokers or people on Instagram who are making money from abusing animals, you know, killing kittens and stuff like that. And 4chan's like, no, we're not having any of that here. And these people are found out. Some of them are thrown in jail, or some of you know, some of them go into hiding. But for me, that's a win, you know. But you know, obviously one good thing doesn't overshadow whatever kind of actual bad they've done. But you know, but yeah, you hate them or you like them or you hate them. But you can't deny that what they've managed to do over the years, you know, making people believe that Pepe the Frog is a white supremacy symbol, that this was a white supremacy symbol. I mean, the fact that they managed to, you know, make all these supposed college educated leftists believe that this was white supremacy. That's incredible. That really is. It really is. But anyway, yeah. So 4chan's down. Don't know when it will be back up. But this is the end. Beautiful friend. No, it's probably not the end. But they probably have to secure the server or whatever it is, and but they'll be back. Just call them William Afton because they always come back. I always come back. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.